That's why.
Why?
Okay,
Why?
here we go. This here show begins. Recording it is in 3, 2, 1.
Making the red planet a place for us to live. Making humanity a multi-planet species. And opening another chapter in the history of civilization.
Give me the bird! Give me the bird!
Their milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard. This is the morning stream.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for May 8th, 2023. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hello, Scott.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How was your weekend?
Good.
You saw Guardians? It was great.
You saw Guardians. It was excellent.
You loved it. Beep, beep, boop, boop.
Yeah, more about it in the pre-show, but run. Don't walk. Don't walk. Run to see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians 3. It sounds like a real uptick from some of the more recent, not terrible, but kind of just sort of
Wakanda
lukewarm.
Forever was good. Shang-Chi was good.
Yeah. Multiverse of Madness was all right,
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
But I don't know what is Marvel. We need to bring back some Russo brothers. We need to bring back some Favreau. We need.
The Russos are so busy producing other stuff. I wonder if they have any desire. It feels like they're
same with Favreau, right? He's like so Star Wars'd up right now. Can we get him back for anything?
I don't know. He's probably just down the hall. Just get Feige down the hall.
He really is. Yeah, exactly.
Just say, hey, Favreau.
Just the office.
Yeah, come out here and direct one more, buddy, and he'll say no.
Yeah.
But if they wanted to be Fatty or whatever his name, what was this character's name? It's not Fatty.
Happy Hogan.
Happy. Fatty Hogan.
Fatty.
He'll come back for that. He'll do some of that. As long as they don't call him Fatty. I don't know why I said that.
Exactly. I guess nobody's doing anything right now because writer's strike. Even Blade. We'll talk about this later with Steven, but so many things put on hold right now.
Yeah, the way things have gone for Blade from day one, I'm worried about that whole thing. It's just one more hole in the road. But anyway,
nail in the coffin,
yeah,
so to speak. I
really hope they pull it out because I love Blade.
Oh, for sure.
Love it so much. I want them to make it, but we'll see what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this out of the way.
Stand back and check your personal belongings. It's time for the morning form.
Time for the morning form. Yeah, that's right. A chance for you, dear listener, to win a prize. Okay? And a bunch of you signed up for it this time. Our category last Monday, was Best Video Game Character. And Brian, I'd like to share a couple of the top picks with you.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it. I'd like to hear how things went.
Yeah, here's how they went. Hold on a second. Okay, with a clear win, Mario with 17.6% of the vote. They did definitely win. Closest to that was Link at 14.4%. After that, you had Pac-Man at 7.2%. Or I'm sorry, GLaDOS with 8.1%. Then Pac-Man.
Okay, good.
And then everybody else in there.
Sure.
As far as stuff people added, we got Doom Guy, Spyro the Dragon, Carmen Sandiego took last place.
Really?
Yeah.
Somebody wrote in Carmen Sandiego.
Someone did.
All right.
The paddles from Pong, someone put in here. That did better. That did 5 slots better than Carmen Sandiego.
Mm-hmm.
BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein. Anyway, really great. I love all the stuff people add. I started with a ton, but what they added was even better.
Yeah.
And we love that you guys did that. But we have a clear winner, and that winner is randomly pulled from the entire group, and it was the real Tim McKee.
Ooh, the real one. Good deal. We almost gave something away to the fake Tim McKee.
Exactly. We can't be doing that.
No.
What is this dog and pony show we're running here?
Congratulations.
He wins. So the real Tim McKee, I'll get you a message out. I have your email. I'll get you hooked up, and we'll get you a Frog Pants Fun Pack, which includes stickers. I had some leftover drink coasters from the Vegas thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, send you one of those, some other stuff. So watch for that.
But did anybody enter in? I'm just looking really quick because I realized it wasn't on the list. Companion Cube. Is that considered a character?
You know what? I would say it is. Let's see if
I would
anyone
call
else
it a
said
character,
it.
yeah.
We got Mega Man. Hold on. Spyro. Leisure Suit Larry. Kirby. Unfortunately, the answer is
companion
no.
cube.
Yeah,
Wow,
no.
wow.
But I will say Master Chief, Doom Guy, and Captain Price all made it. Oh, Tom Nook's in here.
that jackass.
He's such a dick. Has all my bells.
Yes, exactly.
Jerk.
I
Anyway.
don't even know what's going. My island is probably like all weeds right now. It's Weed Island.
Yep. Weed Island.
Weeds have become sentient and killed all of my residents.
Can
Probably.
you name your? I can't remember if you can name your island. Is it just based on your account name? I can't remember how it works.
Oh,
Because you should call it Weed Island.
yes,
That's
you
what should
can call it a name because then when people visit it, they get to see the name.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so call it Weed Island, but then you know how the game lets you make a flag? You make a little, weed flag.
A pot leaf flag.
Yeah.
A cannabis
Yeah.
flag.
Yeah, and they have no controls on that. They do. I've been into the islands where they have wieners up there. They have like.
Of course.
I went to an island that had a swastika. I got the F out as soon as I could.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, hey, I'm not hanging around your Nazi freaking island. I already think. I already have questions about Tom Nook. I don't need any more of those confirmations. Anyway.
Capitalist raccoon.
That's
What
right.
is he? A bear? Whatever he is.
Whatever that is.
Trash panda.
What is he? Oh, he is a raccoon, isn't he?
Is he a raccoon? I
Yeah,
can't remember.
which makes sense, doesn't it? Because those are dicks. Those are dick animals.
There's one that's not.
Oh,
Good old Rocket. He's not.
I can't wait to
Rocket's
see
a
where
good
that
guy.
goes. Hey, what do you think about these? Well, you know what? Maybe we'll save it for later. I'll save it for Steven. I got a real rumor in my head.
Ooh, okay. All
based
right.
on the Guardians. I haven't even seen Guardians yet, but I have a rumor based on Guardians and some DC business. We'll get to all that.
Ooh, can't wait to find out.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
Stick around, everybody. It'll come later. All right. Today's morning form. Best television spinoff of all time. Here are some of your choices. If you go to frogpants.com/themorningform, you'll have choices like obvious ones like Frasier and Better Call Saul. I also included The Jeffersons, Happy Days, Maude, The Simpsons, Benson, Melrose Place, Lou Grant, and more. There's a ton on here. Mork and Mindy, if you're so inclined.
Right. Sure.
Then you can, of course, include your own in the other category if it's not seen here. You'll be pulled at random, so you don't have to be in the winning category. You just have to be entered. And we'd love to do it. Now, here's the deal. Next week, I'm not here Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Okay.
And as a result, we'll just save the winner for this for the following Monday.
Oh, so it'll still be on Monday. It'll just be 2 weeks instead of one.
It'd be like the one we did
Okay.
while we were in
Gotcha.
Viva TMS Vegas. Same deal.
So I guess I'm lifting on the 15th, 16th, and 17th. It looks like
Yeah.
that's fine with me. Just
Yeah.
lift
away.
maniac. Actually, freelance probably will prevail.
You could do a little of both if you get the time.
I could do a little bit. Actually, I probably will do a little bit of both. That is a long time to lift all day long.
Just don't do it at the same time. That seems dangerous.
Oh, okay.
Working on websites while you're driving, bad idea.
Oh, well, all right. Well,
Anyway,
somebody, I don't go over there and tell you how to do your job, Scott.
I'm drawing right now. I'm literally drawing right now. Just kidding. Frogpants.com/themorningform. That's where you enter. And a few of you got a sneak peek at that because you were in the Discord yesterday. So congratulations to our future winner. All right. Real quick here. Did you watch any of the Coronation? Did you avoid that stuff? None of that?
I don't care about any of that.
I don't either, but I had it on and just hit record so I could have.
Really?
I wanted
Yeah.
to see if we'd get anything weird,
Sure.
We got a few.
I did
Go ahead.
see some of your videos. Yeah.
Yeah, we had some weird stuff happen. So, for example, well, let's just play some of this. Here's some audio for you.
Here's the moment that we have all been waiting for, the crowning of King Charles.
So, what it struck me as, this was a lot of American TV head people pretending to be really stoked about the crowning of King Charles.
Right. That's the second time that Prince Charles is crowned.
Yeah, that's right. They didn't
Let's not visualize the first time, shall we?
They didn't really have a lot of pomp and circumstance around his first crowning, other than we knew he was born.
Right.
Here's this King's thing right here felt like a video game to me. I'll play this bit.
Receive the bracelets of sincerity and wisdom.
It's the most RPG sounding bullshit.
No kidding.
Like
I'm sorry, the king is in another castle.
I hope all this gear he got was like color coded, so you knew if something was like legendary or rare or whatever.
Right. Ooh, this one's orange. Excellent. This must be really good.
And here's the thing I don't understand. I checked all of the coverage, BBC's, all the national news coverage here and everything, and they all had this sound when nothing was happening. Coughing people, hyper mic'd up, just so like.
Yeah, they had the gain turned so far up.
Yeah, all we needed, seriously, was one kingly fart, and we'd all heard it.
One Royal Toot.
Yeah, I would love that. This part was kind of epic.
Is there any question? They would have loved it.
Oh, I guarantee. Yeah. Here's a part I liked.
God save the king!
That's kind of cool, you know?
Wow, that feels Game of Thrones, man.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
Yep, and everybody in the audience were after he did it. The crown. Oh, okay, here's some.
To you!
Right back at ya.
Exactly.
Okay, the crown is still a chore, according to commentary.
We are now seeing Queen Camilla. Her crown not quite as heavy as the king's, but still a chore.
Okay.
Queen Camilla is a chore.
Yeah, Queen Camilla. Well, I keep seeing this joke about never give up on being a side piece. Eventually, it'll make you queen or something like that. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Yes.
Nice thing to say. All right, here is another
King Tampon III.
Oh man. All my feel
Deep
to
cut
you.
for those of you who weren't around in the 80s.
Yeah. Yep.
Go back.
Go ask your uncle, your parents, whoever.
They'll probably just Google it. Yeah.
Here's one about language. Oh no, this is he wanted everyone to do it in their own language.
Each in our own preferred language.
So the deal was you had to repeat this like kingly saying quote thing. But when he did it, he'd do it in English, and then you heard this just monstrous reply. Yeah. It was like the Tower of Babel. It was weird. It was really weird. And then my favorite thing was the local MSNBC guy or NBC, whoever he was, trying to pronounce something. Check it out.
And how will he be different than Queen Elizabeth's mother?
I'm sorry, what?
Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth?
Lithpabith.
I laughed so hard.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
But this guy looked tired, and he kept asking people the same question. How do you feel on this momentous occasion? He kept saying to everybody. Didn't matter who it was. Yeah. He's like, now we have on with us the Scottish ambassador so-and-so, blah, 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 sir, whatever.
Yeah,
How do you feel about today's proceedings? It's like, you just asked the last 15 people that same damn question.
Yeah. It was it's the reason I don't care for Katie Couric's investigational journalism style. There was a morning that Tina and I were watching the Today Show, and she was interviewing the family of a pilot, a military pilot whose helicopter went down.
Yeah.
And she actually asked the question, how did you feel when you heard that your son's helicopter had crashed?
That's a terrible question.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I guess elated would be, I guess relieved.
I was stoked.
Yeah.
Like, he was always leaving his shit everywhere, so now he won't do that anymore.
That was the point at which Tina and I gave up on Katie Couric and her, speaking of going up the butt.
Yeah, she's not that good.
She was the one that did the live colonoscopy, right? During the Today Show? Yeah.
Yeah, because her husband died of colon cancer, and she was like, well, I'm going to go do it
That's
on camera. And she was awake for it, right? She talked through the whole thing?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
How do you... Okay, I got a question about that. I've been through this.
You've
done this. Is it a local? But how does your local get all the way up the chute? You know?
Oh, yeah, it's a good point. I don't know.
Because they go all the way up to where your upper starts. So
that's a really good question. That I don't know.
Oh, I don't want to feel what that feels like, even if it's not
painful. Or was she not awake? Maybe she wasn't awake for it. They just had a...
Oh, I thought they interviewed her
commentator.
The whole time. They had like a sports play-by-play kind of person there.
Yeah, I never saw the video. I just assumed that she was awake chatting.
The camera's taking a left. Well, it looks like it's actually a right, Bill. We don't know what's going to happen now. Is that a polyp?
I see a polyp. I think we've got... can you confirm? Yes, here, down on the ground. I think I am seeing a polyp. I'm flying over it right now. Trying to get...
See the doctor do that. That'd be great. Anyway, so it was all stupid. Other than I kind of like observing the pomp and circumstance of it.
Sure.
But I don't understand why anyone thinks it looks cool. It all looks so silly to me. So here's what I'm going to do. TRPW in our community knows a ton about the monarchy, how stuff works, and all of that. Mm-hmm. He's going to send me a little list of like some corrections or misconceptions, like why is his shirt untucked? Why is he clothed? They put him behind this like cube to get anointed, whatever happened in there. We don't know. Like a bunch of weird stuff that they did. I'm going to get a bunch of that together so that the world may know how the monarchy truly works. And we're not just going off of Claire's F the British. All right. Because that's a nice sentiment and all. But we need more. We need more information.
Yeah, I need more. Okay. All right. Sure.
All right. So TRPW incoming. Watch for that. All right, what are we doing here? We're doing Dunaway time. That's what we're doing. And this is not one of those where all you call in everybody, so calm yourselves down. This is just Dunaway by himself.
We are not taking the 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th caller. No callers will be taken.
No callers today. He's ringing. We have the rings of ringage. I assume he's there. He sent me a test audio earlier because his new headset's working just fine.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, this is still ringing. This is a ring. Oh. Hey, look who it is. Brian Dunaway joining us from South Carolina, the home of all good things. Except for one.
Oh, wow.
Except for
one. Is that on our license plate? Oh, hi, Scott.
I think it is, yeah. There's not a lot of room, so they just put second in flight or whatever it is on South Carolina.
Yeah.
Enjoy our palm tree and moon combination.
Mm-hmm. What is it? Beautiful places and smiling faces or something like that? We're the Palmetto State.
Is that?
Something like that.
Okay, that's cool. Brian, what's yours again? What's
Colorful Colorado.
Okay. And mine is
Mile High State. No, just Colorful Colorado is what we have.
Ours is just Beehive State. We're busy as bees.
Yeah.
That's what they say. I don't know if it's true, but they say we're busy as bees.
Yeah, the plate is. Bzz,
I feel busy. I feel busy as a bee.
Home of Beaver.
Anyway, home of Beaver. Hey, check it out. You're here. We're going to play a game. And Brian Ibbett here has the info, who we're playing for, what they might win, and all that stuff. Brian, you want to take that away?
All that, yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the Morning Half-Asses, a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving the two of you the answers. I'm going to give the two of you a category and 6 possible answers, 3 of which are correct and 3 are incorrect. Depending on how confident you feel with the category, you can provide 1, 2, or 3 guesses. But if you get any of those guesses wrong, you get 0 points for that round. Get 1 right and you get a point. Get 2 right and you get a bonus point for 3 points. And if you get all 3 correct, you get 5 points total. Player with the most points after 3 rounds wins the prize for their contestant. Contestants have been pulled from members of the Tadpool that aren't able to listen live. Scott, you are playing for Jim Vick in San Carlos, California.
Nice.
Brian, you're playing for Crystal, or maybe Cristal, in Olympia, Washington.
Ooh.
Fancy. Cristal.
Yeah, it's like a rapper booze. It's rapper booze, isn't it?
It's it's what's his face is Tarantino's favorite beverage.
Oh, you guys had any of that?
And then there's Cristal.
I didn't know that. Is that true, or is that just from that movie?
The whole ending of 4 Rooms is all about his love of Cristal.
That's right. Did that whole long diatribe about it. But I wonder if in real life, like feet, I wonder if it's like his favorite drink. The way feet, feet are his favorite.
I think it's just foot bath is his favorite drink.
Gotcha.
Bath water.
He's a fan.
You're playing for Roller Drome, Heroes Hour, and Demon Turf on Steam, courtesy of Wesley. We'll get to talking about those.
I thought you said Demon Turd. I had one of those this morning.
Yeah.
Demon Turd. It's sentient. It's taken on a life of its own. Let's get to your first question here. Remember, I'm going to give you 6 answers. 3 of them are right. 3 of them are wrong. You guys have done this for over a year now. Should not be question how we play the game.
Should be all straightforward.
Let's talk about left-handed people. Which of these 6 people are left-handed? Your choices are Marie Curie, Hank Aaron, Tom Cruise, J. Edgar Hoover, Pablo Picasso, and Stephen Colbert. 3 of those people are lefties. 3 of them are righties.
Oh, I think I know one only because of something I observed once.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm going to say 2 of these.
All right.
I put 3, and I'm totally guessing.
Yeah.
You both settled on Stephen Colbert and Hank Aaron. Yeah, neither of them. Are,
Damn it.
lefties. J. Edgar Hoover is, which was the third guess for Brian. But Tom Cruise is a lefty. Marie Curie and J. Edgar Hoover.
No idea. So what I thought I knew, I don't know. I thought I saw. So when Stephen Colbert would like pull out the popcorn,
Yeah.
I swear he always ate it with his left hand, and that's what.
Oh yeah, that meme of him sitting there eating popcorn. Oh no, I guess that's Jon Stewart that's got the meme of eating popcorn.
I think they both might have one, but the one I saw of him doing it, I think it's reverse film. You know what I'm saying? Like when, kind of like this stream, you're seeing me the right way, but I see myself backwards. I think that's why. Damn it!
I don't know about you, but when I go to the movies, I eat the popcorn with both hands. Tina has to hold the tub while I shovel it in, because what's this hand doing while the other hand is putting popcorn in my mouth? It should be getting more popcorn, is what it should be doing.
I agree.
Do you use the pincer move, where you like just grab one piece at a time, or do you like grab like a whole handful and just sit there and take it out like a cup?
I'm like the claw machine at Dave & Buster's. I dip my hand down at the bowl, I grab what I can, and then I shake it off. Shake the hand to like release any loose kernels, because I don't want them to land go down my shirt. Back into the pile, and then I've got a good cluster of popcorn that I can then put into my mouth.
Perfect. Nice. Just don't strap it to your
What are your
face.
techniques? What are your techniques?
I
Same?
have
Similar?
mine are. I just keep it with me as long as I can, and then someone will eventually ask for it, and then I pass it down. And then I never.
I'm
see
like
it again.
I'm like one of those shovels. I shovel in there with my left hand.
Oh, do you do a scoop? Okay,
yeah, like a cup. I cup my hand, and I use my other hand to daintily eat one at a time.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so you get your own little. You provide your secondary bucket with your hand, and then you eat
a smaller bucket.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You feel like you're doing it okay. That's an okay way.
That's an okay way.
I don't shake mine off though. Once my hand goes in.
Yeah.
Everything that touches it comes back out.
I was gonna say, because it's the hand, the scoop. There is no. You're not confining the popcorn from leaving your hand. A jarring motion, somebody hitting your arm, could release all of your popcorn.
Yeah, that happens.
Has it happened?
Hilarious.
Does that happen before? Where you're just like, I don't know. You always see.
I don't sweep.
Row 3, seat 5 bumps your arm and popcorn goes all over the place.
Yeah, I don't sweep the theater. What do I care?
Yeah, what do you care?
Yeah.
You already spent your $14 or whatever nightmare prices we're paying now. You know, let them clean.
I don't know where you live, but I used to like the people who cleaned up, and maybe I will find a new group of people. But the current people, they come in after the movie when the credits are starting to come on, and they start flipping on lights. And they'll stand there with their bucket with their broom and their dustpan,
and their giant trash
and
can,
they'll look at me and just look, and I'm like, I like to watch the credits.
Yeah.
So I'm like pouring stuff.
I looked at them and said, Marvel movie, move along.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they'll come in and go, and sometimes they come in and go, there's no after scene. You can go now.
Do they say that really?
Yeah. I'm like, well.
Doesn't matter. You paid for the whole experience, including the credits. You want to see who the grip was.
I'm watching the credits, man. I don't care if there's a scene or not. I got to see the words.
Funny.
Yeah, F those guys. Yeah,
I will say this. Alamo Drafthouse, best experience I've had in a really long time in a movie theater.
Is that where you guys went for Guardians?
That's where we went for Guardians. And the seats, the new seats, the one in Westminster has fully reclining seats as good as the AMC theaters. That's one thing I was thinking I was going to miss.
Yeah.
You've got your little table in front. And you remember the complaint we had about the theater in Vegas where we saw Infinity War, where when you wanted something like a refill on your drink or more popcorn or whatever, you'd push a little button and it would light a blue light that would let the servers know that you wanted something, but everybody in the theater could see every single blue light everywhere.
That's annoying.
Terrible design.
Extremely annoying.
Yeah.
The Westminster Alamo Drafthouse, little red lights on the front that you cannot see unless you take your hand and you put it in front. So nobody's getting distracted by red lights unless they turn around and look behind them and see.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
100%.
Which is what I do whenever somebody's talking behind me. I will turn around and look at them.
Yeah.
I won't say anything. Just
Yeah, but now that guy will be mad at you and hit his little laser light all over again. Just go, I'm trying to get you red laser.
No, you can't even see it. And if somebody talks behind me, I write a little card that says "talking behind me." I put it in the little slot. I push the little red button, and guess what? You're out because it's the Alamo effing Draft House.
How do they confirm? How do they do? Do they have to give like, what if you lied and not that you would, but let's just say somebody said the guy behind me was
said,
loud.
I
and he
really
wasn't.
don't like the person behind me, and just said I want to F with them.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I think that they'd have to come in and observe the talking. They'd have to see it.
Okay. Okay. So if you give them that warning, chances are they'll come down the hall or down the line and see and listen and wait.
They'll
and see.
probably They'll my guess is that they would just kind of wait and act like they're doing some busy work while they wait and see if somebody is somebody's being a jackanape.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, Jeremy Weichel says that they monitor.
That's great.
No, they monitor, so it's kind of like if you go to like a place like Planet Fitness with the lunk alarm. So you got like a
right.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I love the Rebel Scum says this place sounds like a buzzkill. Yes, if your buzz is people taking out their phones and viewing them while the movie's going on, yeah. That's the kind of buzz they're trying to kill. Go to AMC theater if you'd like that buzz.
Yeah, you want that buzz?
You're after,
yeah, you can get that buzz anywhere you want.
Oh my god.
Buzzkill for who? The jerk is who it's for.
Exactly.
Did we just fall into Filmsack by accident?
Yeah,
I
we
didn't
did.
need to.
Whatever.
We were doing a show, right?
I have to do in August. That's going to be my August bonus thing.
That's
is
gonna be your
talking
bonus?
about
I love
things
it.
that piss me off in movie theaters.
I love it. You should.
I've got a long list of grievances. I'm going to get to every single one of them in
That's
half
right.
an
Oh
hour.
my God.
That's right.
All right, let's get
This is
to
great.
question
This is
number
great.
2. Movie theater chains. No, wouldn't that be great? Question number 2 is people born in 1901. So we have some people that were born in 1901. Which 3 of these people were born in 1901? Was it Mao Zedong, Groucho Marx, Louis Armstrong, Margaret Mead, Vince Lombardi, or Clark Gable? That is my millisecond Louis Armstrong impersonation. I could go, what do I do for me?
Yeah, you could have kept going, but
Then I just decided to give you the like
I
he's
like that.
standing on the other side of Tim Allen's fence in Home Improvement.
I love it. All right.
Which means that some of these probably were born before 1901, which always just seems weird to me.
Or after even.
Or after.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Just
Yeah.
born around 1901.
All right. I've chosen 2 because I'm
Me
not
too.
confident at all in my ability
Okay.
to say
At all.
3. Yeah.
All right. Well, both of you chose Vince Lombardi, who was born in 1913.
Son of a butthole. That
Clark
youngin.
Gable, Louis Armstrong.
it.
You each had one correct with your
I
bad
almost
choice
went with Clark Gable.
and cultural scientist Margaret Mead, Samoan cultural. Well, she studied Samoa. She wasn't Samoan herself. Clark Gable, Louis Armstrong, Margaret Mead.
I did not know who Margaret Mead was. I feel bad.
That's all right.
Never heard of her.
I knew of her because of a Sparks song, of all things.
Oh my gosh. Wow. You know,
Who says that music is not educational? Not me. because I
especially
learned-
who says Sparks isn't educational? I'm impressed. That's amazing.
Yes. Oh, brand new album from Sparks, by the way, this month. Might even come out.
Have you heard it yet? Have you got a sneak peek?
I've
or-
only heard the song "The Girl Is Crying in Her Latte," which has an excellent video starring Kate Blanchett.
Oh my gosh. That's a pretty good
Yes.
get. That's good.
She is
When
not.
you break that
Kate
out and
Blanchett
watch
is
an
not.
Alamo Draft
Yeah,
House. Go ahead.
just watch it on YouTube. It's worth watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's some of the weirdest Kate Blanchett stuff you're ever gonna see.
All right.
I
I'm in.
swear to God, it really is. All right.
Sign me up.
Let's get to question number 3. If you guys have a fighting chance on this one.
God.
World records that lasted longer than 12 hours. World records that lasted longer than 12 hours. Table tennis rally, giving tattoos, freestyle rapping, spinning a basketball on one finger, jumping rope, and planking.
Lasted more than 12 hours.
Lasted
Right.
longer than 12 hours.
That's kind of confusing because I was like, it stood for more than 12 hours. And I was like, no, he means it took 12 hours
It
to
took
accomplish.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. For example, the first item, a table tennis rally, 2 people batting the thing back and forth for 12 hours or more. And I will confirm that I have I searched the 3 that are not and confirmed that nobody has broken those records since this game came out.
Interesting.
All right. Oh my Lord. That doesn't seem possible. This one does seem possible. I feel like I got to go 3. Just got to wing it here. Well, actually, no. This would be the time to just get a point.
This would be the time, right? You nothing to lose, right? I mean, you either go big or go home, and you're already home.
Yeah,
You're already
I know,
home, so
that's true.
Be big.
I sleep here. All right, there. I've done it. We've
All
both done
right,
it.
let's see what you got here. Brian did play it safe and only guessed 1. You guys both thought planking.
Not blinking. Dadgummit.
In 2016, the record was 8 hours 1 minute. However, in 2021, that record was broken, and now the record is 9.5 hours. Sadly, that still is less than 12 hours. No planking record.
Damn
The actual 3. So Table Tennis Rally, it's another one that got updated. In 2014, the record was 8 hours, 40 minutes. In 2020, 11 hours and 50 minutes, just 10 minutes shy of the 12-hour mark.
That's crazy.
Spinning a basketball in one finger, 4 hours, 15 minutes. But yeah, giving tattoos, somebody did it for 52 hours and 56 minutes.
No thanks. I don't want to be 52 hour.
No.
Jumping rope, 33 hours and 22 minutes in 2009. And freestyle rapping, somebody in 2014 did it for 12 hours and 2
Isn't that
minutes.
just talking?
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, well,
But you got to rhyme it a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to mention Mom Spaghetti.
Yeah, and it's freestyle,
But I mean,
so it's not
I want to
written.
know, but were they did they not rhyme a line? Because you can not rhyme a line, right, and still be rapping.
Sure. Yeah. It's like prose poetry, I guess. You can get away with it. I don't know see, I have questions about rules too. Like the giving tattoos one, that made sense to me, and which is why I chose it, because it seems like you could do that a lot longer. But 52 hours of, I assume, different tattoo receivers.
I assume, because otherwise it would be giving tattoo.
Right.
Giving tattoo.
So if it's giving tattoos for 51 hours, and let's say that's 25 people, I don't know what it would be.
Yeah.
Are they rapidly getting fed through there? Is there a break time and you're only counting when the needle touches skin? Like, I have so many questions about how they make rules for this.
How do you get that exactly?
As of March 7th of this year, the record has been broken, is now 91 hours. Ishan Rana, a tattoo artist from Vadodara, registered by creating tattoos continuously for 91 hours. Let's see if we can figure out the... Man, this record keeps getting broken. He created 74 tattoos on 64 people. He only took a break of 20 minutes every 4 hours per the guidelines.
No, if you get a break, forget it.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess they just sit down in his chair. He's got a thing of what he's doing for them, and he does the tattoo. Next person sits in. Every 4 hours, he takes a 20-minute break. I mean,
okay, as long as the rules are the same for everybody, it makes sense. You can make a contest out of that. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, between people, what if the next guy's a little slow, or the person after him has only one leg?
I'm guessing that the Guinness person who has to the adjudicator, what are they called? They have somebody there who has to monitor and make sure they're doing it right. Probably says, you've got to have a second chair. Somebody has to be waiting that second chair. You move over to the second chair and then move back to the first chair and stuff that basically goes back and forth.
Who's getting a tattoo at 3 a.m?
Right.
Apparently, a lot of people over like 91 hours means a little over like
how many
just
people
under 4
backed
days,
out?
right?
Backed out. You get in there, the Guinness Book guy sitting over there.
Yeah.
And it's like, what now? This guy's been doing it for how long? 36 hours? No
Right.
thanks.
Yeah.
I'll come back for somebody fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess for a hot second in 2018, Inked magazine and TV show. There's a reality show, I guess. They held the record for a hot minute for 12 hours.
Did
in
they
2018.
really? Okay.
Yeah, it says here, Inked breaks Guinness World Record for most tattoos done in 12 hours.
In what year was that?
2018, February 2017. Sorry.
Interesting, because this one had 52 hours in 2016. So.
Oh, weird. So there must be different rules or something.
Maybe, I don't know.
It was at the Philadelphia Tattoo Arts Convention.
It was just one guy doing one tattoo that took 12 hours.
Wow, I want to see that.
He has the giving tattoo.
It gives the tattoo. Well, Brian, that puts us in a tie. How do we handle that?
It does.
Do?
Fortunately, I have a tiebreaker question. We were talking about spin-offs and the show MASH and having like Trapper John and After MASH and all that stuff. I'm going to let Brian give the answer on this one, and then Scott can choose the over-under. Brian, the MASH finale was the most watched episode of any U.S. TV series.
Yeah.
How many people tuned in? How many people tuned in to that final MASH episode? Goodbye and farewell.
Farewell
and good luck. Was that
right?
Goodbye, farewell, and good luck, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a thing.
I'm going to say that was a different time and people were watching. So I think it would be, I'm going to say It's 22 million people.
22 million is incorrect. Scott, is the correct answer higher or lower than 22 million?
See, I'm going to take the same thinking, but actually really think about it, unlike Dunaway, who barely thought about it. Because here's the reason why. Yes, times were different, but back then you had 3 channels. So if you were going to watch a huge event television, everybody watched it because there weren't 400 other distractions on cable or streaming.
Exactly, nothing else to choose from. Yeah.
So I'm going to say higher than that.
Higher, okay. The correct answer is 105.9 million people.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, definitely higher. And
Few people.
it broke the previous record,
That's
which
like-
was Roots, which had about 100 million viewers itself.
Okay.
Is that like close to like a fourth of the American population?
Well, at the time, it would have been
pretty-
a third or better.
Yeah, like a third or something.
Yeah. That's well, I don't think that's just American audiences either. That's worldwide, right? Brian,
That was, I think that's worldwide, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess.
That sounds right.
Yep.
That's a lot.
That's it. Goodbye, farewell, and amen. That's it. No good
Oh.
luck. Goodbye, farewell, and amen.
Yeah, the goodbye and good luck thing was that movie with Clooney about
Yeah. And don't choke the chicken.
don't
'Cause
choke
it's
the
a baby.
chicken. It's the baby.
It's
Yeah.
a baby. That chicken.
That's
is a
right.
baby.
And if you really
It's a baby.
this is how you know if your friends are good friends, if they write goodbye to you out of a bunch of barrels on the ground.
And rocks.
Yeah, and
Yes.
rocks. So you can only see it from the sky. That's how you know
That's
true
right,
friendship.
exactly. I'm not going to say goodbye to you. Ha 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 ha.
Yep.
Until you're way far above me. And
Yep.
then it's like, oh, you were nice after all, hot
Yeah,
guy.
and he
Oh.
rides off on a dumb motorcycle. Anyway,
Oh, no,
there's
it
your
was BJ that wrote it. Yeah.
yeah. There's your deal. That was awesome. So who won? What'd they get?
So Jim Vick is getting a copy of Rollerdrome and Heroes Hour on Steam, and Crystal, you're getting Demon Turf. All 3 games courtesy of Wesley.
Fantastic. Thank you, Wesley. You did a great job. Hey, Dunaway, you want to add anything to your already amazing discourse we've had here with you today?
Yeah. If you haven't been watching us play Twisted Metal, we'll be talking about that Wednesday night. So Twisted Metal for our Play Retro show.
Yeah, Twisted Metal rocks, by the way.
It does rock, yeah. And
I'm
there's
playing-
the series coming out, right?
Yeah.
I'm playing 3 and 4 tonight on my Mr. FPGA.
It's coming
Who's
to
what's your favorite character to play in
Sweet Tooth.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not a Sweet Tooth guy. I think I like the guy that
he
was.
sucks, but it's the most fun.
Yeah, he's fun. I like the dude. I like the cop.
With the big
The
wheels?
cop in the first game. I think. I
Yeah.
think the cop car's really fun, and also the
Yeah.
guy who's basically a human tire.
Yes. The Axle.
Yeah, human
Yeah,
tire.
Axel
He's
is his
great.
name. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's
It's a
right.
monster truck's great.
Yeah, they're all good. I love that game series. I wish Sony's missing out on not having a game that's like a big battle royale version, modern with a modern graphics engine. And all
Totally,
that. I don't know
yeah.
what their deal is. So there's rumors they're working on a new game, so that'll be good. But yeah, we'll see if that TV show's any good. It's got your Falcon / Captain America. in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
The teaser looked amazing.
Yeah, it
I'm
looked
so
cool.
excited.
Well, there you have it. Brian Dunaway. Kiss our
no,
butts. We'll see you next time. Okay.
That was enough time for me to get links out to people. How
That's
perfect
fantastic.
was that time?
Yeah, it was very
Nice.
perfect. That's perfect because we're going to do one news story. Hey Brian, this today's news is brought to you by
Flavor Blasted Goldfish.
Yeah, embarrassing. Look, I'm not saying. Okay, don't think I ate it in one sitting, but I ate
Oh,
this.
you did. But you did.
It took about. This took about 3 days of snacking.
Okay. All right.
I'm not recommending this. This is a bad idea. Don't do this. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. What was the blast of flavor? Like, what was it
Blasted
blasted with?
cheddar jacked. So it was cheddar and jack cheese, and they were fantastic. All
This is
these
my-
flavor blasted.
This is my
things are
little
good.
snack bowl. I bring this down here. I load the snacks in the kitchen, and then I bring the snacks down here, and then
Such a better idea.
yeah.
I usually,
do
you know
not
what?
bring
Lately
the
I've
bag
done
into
that.
my office.
Lately I've done that, but I brought down 2 evil things, that and a thing of Pringles.
So really, lately you don't do that.
So lately I don't. Yeah, lately. in the immediate lateliness, I have not done it.
That's right, exactly.
All right, quick news story here. Secret plans from a British nuclear submarine found in a toilet.
That's the best place
Yeah.
to find them. Yes.
Those British. They can't win this week with the Coronation. Now this.
No, nuclear submarine plans in a toilet.
Yep. Secret nuke sub plans were found in a toilet cubicle at the Weatherspoons pub.
Many Bothan plumbers died trying to retrieve these plans.
That's right. It's important stuff. Classified files on 1.3 billion pounds. What? Classified files on 1.3 billion pounds HMS Anson have been dropped in the Furness Railway in Barrow, Cumbria, Britain, press informs. None of that made sense because nothing makes sense over there when you try to describe stuff.
So the submarine is the HMS Anson. It's a $1.3 billion sub.
Yeah.
And the toilet was found in a pub called the Furness Railway in Barrow in the township of Cumbria, or the county Cumbria in Britain.
Yeah, but you were born half British, so you don't count.
Sure, so I half understand it.
You half understand it. No, you fully understand because you got more British blood than I do. The files show the inner workings of the torpedo-loaded vessel. Let's see. This was all part of the hydraulics, which controlled torpedo hatches, steering, and buoyancy. And then they found the dossier there, or the dossier states. It was found in the Boozer. Is that a toilet name?
I guess so, yes.
Okay, I've heard Lou.
It's found in the Boozer. Oh, the Boozer is the pub. The pub is the
Boozer. Right. I keep thinking it's a toilet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sources say the pub was packed with the papers.
There's a loser, and they say he is a loser.
It says
Little Ronstadt singing that one.
That's pretty good. They were sensitive, or they marked sensitive, so they were only supposed to be on a genuine need-to-know basis in the government. It was a lively night, says one source. The pub was full of people at the from the docks, military and civilian. I went to the toilet, and the plans were lying on the floor of the cubicle with the lanyard.
Wow.
Anyone could have found it.
So even though, the found in a toilet, we interpret that as they were found actually in the toilet itself, but they were found going to the toilet is, they'd say in the UK. It's on the floor.
Yeah, they don't mean, they mean the greater toilet. Yeah. Right. They're talking like the larger room when they say toilet.
Right, exactly.
Or going to the toilets. It always
the stall, yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if you find secret government documentation anywhere, the recommendation is get it to the proper authorities quick so you are not pegged as a traitor.
That's right. Or sell it to Gizmodo and they'll publish it. Like
sure.
They did with it when somebody found an iPhone in a toilet in San Francisco.
Remember that? They were so pissed about that.
Yeah.
That was a Steve Jobs joint, and I remember the rumors around it were that he was livid.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Because the 4 was like a big deal.
Yeah.
And even though I look at my 4 now, I have my old 4 somewhere. You know how small that
really?
effing phone
you
is?
Still have a 4 still?
Those are so tiny.
I know. Remember, start out big, they got thinner and smaller, and then they're like, nope, people want them bigger and fatter.
I'm not kidding when I say the screen was that size. It's the size of a business card, and we used to think that was awesome.
Yeah.
We were wrong.
Oh, we were wrong. Yeah.
No, what's awesome is the big fatty.
Yes.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Steven Schleicher will be here. Excited to see him as usual. Got a lot to talk about with him.
Sure.
And Monica, I think, unless you forgot, will be joining us today to talk about some movie thing. I haven't checked in with her, so hopefully we hear from her soon.
Cool.
That's all coming up, though. Brian, we can't go anywhere until we play music. What do you have?
Yeah, this is a good one. Andy Frasco and the UN. They have the release of their eagerly awaited new album, which is called L'Optimist. This arrives via Fun Machine Records on Friday, August 11th. He's going to be touring, starting in Red Rocks, opening for Slightly Stupid. You know the band Slightly Stupid. He's going to be here at Red Rocks here in Morrison, Colorado. Greatest place ever to see a concert. And fight me if you disagree. Yeah, it's this is the brand new song. It's called You Do You. Here are Andy Frasco and the UN.
Guess what? Corey Haim and Corey Feldman are giving out their personal numbers. If you call 1-900-909-3700, you can listen to their private phone messages and get their personal number where you can leave them a message of your own.
Incredible.
This is the morning stream. Hold on to your butts.
Why did that stop? There it is. Sorry. I think that's a bug, is what that is.
Little Farrago bug.
Little Farrago bug. It's early days on this new version. Anyway, hey, Brian, that sounded like it'd be a real cool song. Who was that again?
It was a real cool song. Andy Frasco and the UN, the brand new single You Do You from their upcoming album L'Optimist, which comes out in August.
I don't know if you saw this, but the Aces have a new album coming out pretty quick here.
Ooh, cool! I should get notified because their publicist is one of my frequent contacts. So
I think it's called "Always Get This Way" is what it's called.
Nice.
And
do we have a single yet released?
I think so. Let's see. Oh, the album title named track "Always Get This Way" is currently not a video. Let's see. Yeah, there is a single. It looks like.
Okay. Cool. Oh yeah. Let's see. Shane Greenberg from the Syndicate, I think.
I love them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really
oh, good.
like
I'm gonna have
them.
to listen to this later. Nice.
Local girls do good.
That's right.
All right. Let's Steven it up. Because he's the man. He's going to do it. He's going to get in here. He's going to make a difference in the world. Where's it?
And now, welcome Steven to the show. He's a huge freaking nerd.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Hey, look who it is. It's Steven Schleicher, busy grading papers and making shit happen over there.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, you probably have a lot of that going on right now, right? This time of year?
Yep.
Yeah.
Reading business plans for my technology innovation class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Grading final documentaries for the advanced video class.
Yeah.
And seeing how many students in the intro to electronic media class have plagiarized their papers.
Oh, does that happen a lot? You get that?
It happens more often than you think. It's a freshman level class.
Okay.
So it does happen quite a bit in that.
Well, okay. Actually, I'm glad this came up because I always wanted to ask you this. All this Chat GPT stuff, right? These large language models that are really good at like pooping out text and corrections and full papers and stuff. My first thought when I heard about those things hitting the scene is I went, oh, students, we're all getting better grades now because now they're just going to cheat their way using ChatGPT. Or are you guys seeing that? Are you fighting that? Like,
not in any of my classes. There are some instructors that are totally okay with it and they're just like, hey, use it as a tool, but realize that it's not 100% accurate and inaccuracies are going to lower your grade. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
I was curious about that. Hopefully.
Oh no, there's definitely some instructors out there that are like, the sky is falling.
I'm sure.
That's why most of my stuff is project based. So
when my kids were very small, it was Wikipedia that freaked everybody out, and they were, teachers or whatever were banning kids from using Wikipedia for research projects and stuff. But now, that's totally cool to. It's as any other reference. It's like looking up something in an encyclopedia.
I mean, it depends. I guess for me, it's like, hey, Wikipedia is great as a starting point. But at the bottom of the Wikipedia page, they link you to all the original sources. Use those.
Yeah, use them. Use them.
Right.
Yeah, you want summary? Great. Go to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
You want like deep dive and your grade depends on it? Go read a book, you weirdo.
That is a really good way, though, using the citations at the bottom to go and find the articles and get the true, as opposed to the paraphrasing and the the stuff. Yeah, it's a really good way to do it.
The only hard part of ChatGPT is back in the day, if you had a problem with Wikipedia, you could tell when someone copied Wikipedia because you could go look at it and go, oh, they just copied and pasted this or changed it a little bit. I can still tell. In ChatGPT's case, a lot harder to tell that they used it.
You just got to count the fingers when they, if they mention fingers in the article.
Fingers are always just misspelled. It's always like PHINGER.
Flingers.
Flingers. I love that idea. Text-based AI can't get fingers right either. That's funny. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just, I guess hats off to you during this dark time where you have to grade all these papers. Anyway, let's talk about some fun stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy, according to Brian and many others I've talked to, was really good, but it also did really well money-wise. How did things go over the weekend?
Well, Chris Pratt dethroned Chris Pratt this weekend. Here in the United States, $118 million in the box office, just about $2 million shy of what they expected it did at $120 million. That is down from Volume 2, which was $146. But they ended up making $289 worldwide, so that is a pretty good haul.
It's a me, Stario Lord.
There you go.
Wow, he's having a pretty good year, I would say.
He is, yeah.
Is it on track to have a good second? Like you always want to know how that second weekend goes, right? Because that's your big.
Yeah, I think probably the second weekend is going to be a lot better because the interesting thing is if you look at the box office trend, Sunday they expected the box office receipts to be lower. It was actually higher on Sunday, and so I think next weekend you're going to see a big bump. especially as so many schools are wrapping up graduation in the next week or two. I think this will hold pretty strong over the next couple of weeks.
What's our next big tentpole film?
We got Indiana Jones in June.
Late June.
Yeah. So there's something before that.
July is Oppenheimer.
What am I thinking of? There is something before that.
Hypnotic. There's some sci-fi thing coming out this weekend with Ben Affleck.
We've got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse coming out June 2nd.
In about a month. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. And then we have Transformers Beast Wars or Rise of the Beast on June 9th.
Okay.
And then The Flash on June 23rd. And then Indiana Jones on June 30th.
So Guardians really has potential to at least last a month at the top before Spider-Man comes in and dethrones it.
Yes, if people, unless people are interested in seeing The Little Mermaid, which...
Oh, yeah, right. Well, that is... Yeah, people will be interested in seeing that. I'm interested in seeing that.
I didn't know that was going to theaters. I thought that was going straight to Disney Plus. Or it was a Disney Plus original type thing. I didn't know that. I had no idea Javier Bardem was King Triton, so I'm all in now.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Prior to that, I didn't really care, to be honest. I was just like, whatever. But, dude... Is he going to kill anybody with a cow air gun? Because that's what I want.
Sure. I mean, flip a coin beforehand, and
what are we even doing?
It's great. Here's my only complaint, by the way, Alamo Drafthouse. If I join their monthly service, I can't order tickets for Spider-Man until 7 days in advance. Whereas if I'm not a member, I can order it a month in advance. I can get tickets today for Spider-Man in a month, but I can't reserve my spot unless it's 7 days or less in advance, which is lame.
Yeah, it's a little bit lame. But still, it's like, that means they're doing good, right? Isn't that an indicator that they're busy and, that it's hard to get in there or whatever?
It just means that they want to be dicks and keep people who are paying a monthly, $20 monthly for their service, keep them from being able to pre-order in a month in advance.
Yeah.
What I might do is get my tickets and then get rid of them 7 days in advance and see if I can really quickly grab those spots. Exactly. Hold up, basically just lock them down and then release and buy the seats immediately.
Do it.
If I can.
Do it. I'd love to hear how it ends up going.
Yeah, we'll see. That seems scary.
Anyway.
Scott, you said you had a rumor or something about
Guardians? There was some rumor floating around. This isn't a spoiler to say that Dave Bautista has said publicly multiple times now that this is the end for Drax. Whatever form that takes, I don't know, but he's not going to be in these movies anymore. He would be, in my opinion, and a few others I've read, would be an amazing Lex Luthor, in my opinion. Because Lex Luthor is often shown as sort of skinny, suited up looking dude or whatever. But Lex was beefy, or at least in a lot of the comics, he was beefy. Not only smart, not only the smartest man in the world, but he could fight. He could do stuff. And I like Batista's acting a lot, and I think he could be Lex Luthor in the future DC stuff with James Gunn making that choice, obviously, because they work together and all that. So I don't know if there's any meat to that bone, but I like that idea a lot. What do you think, Steven?
I'm not sure I would go that far on that. Only because Lex Luthor is the quote unquote scientist of the Superman's brawn. Lex Luthor has the brain. And so, not saying that anybody who doesn't work out can't be smart, but I don't see Dave Bautista as the Lex Luthor type.
Really? See,
I really don't.
He's got the bald, lumpy head. He's got the looks good in a suit going on there. Glasses change things up a little bit for him.
It's real easy to make anybody look bald, though. Real easy.
Like Jesse
That's
Eisenberg.
The easiest prosthetic.
Turn on my camera and I'll show you how easy it is to be bald.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing I read made a pretty good argument, and I think I agreed with it. But we'll see. He's made hints that he's got ideas over there, or that him and James Gunn have some ideas.
Batista wants to play Lex Luthor in the Young Superman movie, according to IndieWire.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He wants to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, bring him in.
Then that might happen, and he might be really good at it. I will say that for anybody that goes and sees Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, you will have a pretty good blueprint for what we're going to see in that Superman movie.
Oh, interesting.
It's going to be so interesting to see like comedy being injected, like comedy that works being injected into DC films.
Yeah. Are we gonna have tearjerker moments? Yes. Are we gonna have an animal? Obviously, Crypto the Superdog is gonna show up.
Right? Yeah.
Are we gonna have all sorts of music that just fits in with the piece? Yes. Are we gonna have conflicted characters and quite possibly a bunch of awful characters show up, and by the end you're like, they're not so bad after all? Yes.
I want Crypto's dog to be voiced by Borat's daughter, though. It's too bad that that we've already kind of got that.
She's so great. Freaking love her. Okay, let me ask you guys this question. Guardians as a trilogy, of all the MCU trilogies, seems like it's pretty easy to say this is the best of all the trilogies.
Easy to say it. Yes.
Now, if you said duology, like, or whatever you'd want to call it, duology of Infinity War and Endgame, it's a different argument. That's an incredible set of films, like all that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call that even a two film, because that's really, they're just Avengers.
It's just one film. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, or you say that, it's Avengers, Age of Ultron. You say it's part of the Avengers quadrilogy or whatever the four.
Sure.
This would be four until the fifth one comes out.
And the only competition here is what? Thor has 3. Iron Man has 3.
Four now. Yeah,
it's 4. Iron Man
Dark
had 3.
World, Love and Thunder, and Ragnarok.
So besides that,
Iron Man has 3.
Yeah, Iron Man has 3. Which one?
Ant-Man's 3.
Ant-Man's 3. I think those are it.
Iron Man is 3.
Iron Man.
Spider-Man is 3.
Oh yeah, if you can't, that's
8,
true.
9, 10.
Yeah, I mean, if you count, yes. If you only count the Sony MCU.
Yeah,
it feels safe saying that Guardians is the one that got it the best.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Most definitely. I wouldn't say that the third is. I mean, it's a very good one. I don't think it's the best one. I still like the first one. I'd go 1, 3, 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Brian, what would you do?
Yeah.
Did you go 1, 3, 2 also?
See, I took another look at Guardians 2. The thing. So much of my joy of Guardians 2 is in the first 5 minutes of that Mr. Blue Sky fight with Groot dancing while the credits are rolling. The freeze frame, Drax going into the beast and fighting his way out and all that sort of thing. Yeah, I think 1 does sit best for me, and I think I probably would go same as Steven, 1, 3, 2.
1, 3, 2. Okay.
1, 3, 2.
Well,
I disagree with Dr. Calhoun who says Guardians 2 is not good. I still say it's really good. Their time, the stuff with Ego is like, but the all the setup and stuff for that with Nebula and Gamora and the introduction of Mantis and her and Drax's amazing friendship that they really build upon in the holiday special and in Guardians 3. I think was really, really good.
Yeah,
I don't discount 2 one bit.
Yeah, without Mantis, I wouldn't have an MCU crush. She's my MCU crush.
Yeah,
I love her. But also,
Calm.
Yeah, she's great.
She's great.
But the second one's fine.
Second one's good.
And that's what I'm saying about these trilogies. There's none of them I think are as good as the whole of this set. Like there's high points and all. Thor, third Thor is amazing, incredible. Fourth, 1, 2, better than I thought, but still kind of compared to 3. Like 3's really the best Thor movie, and I don't know, none of them hold up to this. So I guess what I'm saying is, poor Marvel losing James Gunn and his vision.
I know it is. It sucks to lose what I think is their current best director, or was their best director.
Yeah. I thought you were going to ask about the rumor about Marvel DC crossover now that James Gunn is over at DC, and he said we're not ruling it out, but it's at least 10 years away.
Yeah. It's also
he's got to get in there and establish stuff with DCU before we can even think about that.
And also convincing these executives that that's a good idea is not going to be easy. Like you're going to have to guarantee a certain kind of like crazy money.
Oh, it would generate crazy money. The problem is, anytime people are like, who's going to win in a fight, Hulk or Superman? It's like neither one, because it has to be an even match throughout. That's going to be the agreement, because if Hulk beats Superman, oh my God, what does that say about DC Comics, or vice versa? And so even when they did the Marvel DC crossovers in the comics, it was basically, let's make sure that this is all a draw so that no one can claim that their hero is better than some other hero.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting, though. I kind of look forward to seeing it if I live that long.
I mean, it's only 10 years, Scott.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sure. At the rate I'm going, let's see. How many Pringles do I have left? I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the writer's strike for a second. There's a bunch of delays. Stranger Things final season delayed. Evil season 4 wrapped early. Blade delayed. Can we stop on Blade for a second? Blade is like already riddled with delays. So this is just like one more big fat delay on a thing that I swear is never going to happen. I really want it to, but I guess it's better than going for it. Like the Rings of Power they're doing it. I just like to remind everybody, last time this happened, Landry killed a guy for a whole season. When writer strikes happen and people move ahead, things don't go well.
Yeah, no.
You know?
We had a half season of Lost that was weak. A half season of Breaking Bad, I think, was around that time. Right?
I think they didn't. Breaking Bad they did the part they had writing for and then just left.
Yes,
right?
they had season 5, part 1 and part 2, basically.
That's right, and that sucked because you had to wait forever for all that shit to happen. But yeah, so Blade, Steven, do you think Blade's ever going to really happen? Like, this just feels like another...
I'm sure it will happen because they were getting very close to having a finished script and getting ready to go into production because they do have to get that movie out.
Yeah.
This will basically put a stop to any last writer's room stuff on this. And of course, if you have a showrunner, which for people who don't know what a showrunner is, obviously, as Aslov over at HBO does not have any idea what a showrunner is, they are the head writer, and they are the ones that are on set making sure that if there's line changes or scenes that need to be dropped, that still makes coherent sense. And it's a vital part of the production process. So Blade will be done. We're just going to see when we come out of this. When we come out of this, it's not a matter of if, it's just when.
Yeah.
We're going to see the studios have a huge backlog of movies that need to be got out the door and done. So anything that you're planning for the next 5 years, you might as well put an extra year or two on top of that, depending on how long this strike goes. My guess is that the last time, there was the time before that they negotiated 3 years ago, and that one went fine. There was not a long strike, but what was the one, 2007 one?
Yeah.
That's the one that really kicked all of the reality television into high gear. So if you're someone like me who hates reality television with a passion, be prepared for a lot more of that to start appearing on your TVs and streaming services.
Boo.
Yeah.
Unless they're good.
I have no desire to see a Kardashians series.
Oh hell no.
Relaunched or anything.
And there's no way to fast track competition shows, which I enjoy a lot more than the garbage reality shows that we know we're going to get. Yeah, Lego Masters, British Bake Off style shows. If you could do those, great. But it's so hard to fast track stuff like that and get it into the.
Brian, did I tell you I queued up some Taskmaster episodes? I'm going to watch that.
Did
show.
You? Oh, good, excellent.
I haven't watched them yet, but they're on my queue.
We can add another one to the list. George R.R. Martin said that the next Game of Thrones spinoff series, The Hedge Knight, is on pause as a support of the WGA. So,
boo. I mean,
I wonder if that gives him some time, I don't know, to write a book.
Finish the 6th book of the thing we all are making other shit about. You slow ass mother effer. We were having this discussion in 2011 about why that book's not done yet. Like, Game of Thrones started when he was still working on this 6th book or 5th book. 6th book? Hurry up and finish that. All right, other shows. I haven't heard of Loot. What is Loot?
Oh, that's the Maya Rudolph thing on Netflix.
Oh, where she's like a former
Apple
TV Plus. That's right.
She's a former heiress or something, and
and people are saying that's really good. We haven't watched a single episode, but people we know really like it.
And then you got Saturday Night Live. How does that work? I don't remember what happened in the.
They're off the air.
They're just off air. Yeah. What else are you gonna do? Do you remember
all your talk shows? All your night talk
Pete
shows
Davidson was set to have his return to SNL this last weekend, and the writer's strike kind of said, "Nope, sorry,
Pete.
Not happening."
Yeah. Funny thing though, back in the day, I remember the talk shows. They're always affected, right? And I remember Conan O'Brien in particular did my favorite thing, which was. He took during all the early monologue stuff you'd have writing for, he sat at his desk, took off his wedding ring, and spun it to see how long it would spin on the table. And they just try to break the record. And if it fell too soon, he'd do it again. And Andy Richter just sit there watching him. It was awesome.
That's funny.
It was so good. That video's on YouTube somewhere. It's worth looking at. But all the talk shows are affected, right? All of them, Colbert, everybody. They're
Yes,
just writers.
Yep, they've already gone into reruns and et cetera. So
didn't Dave? So back in the Letterman days, my memory is the '80s one, the strike that was in the '80s or maybe late '80s, early '90s, don't remember. But he went and he wrote everything from then forward or something. He did like
Letterman did?
Yeah, there was some deal where he kept the show on the air.
Oh, wow.
And did mostly interviews and spent more time doing that, but then would write the bits that needed writing or something. And I don't remember if that was controversial or if he was even in the guild.
Definitely today would be controversial.
Yeah, because technically he'd be doing the writer's jobs. Like he'd technically be breaking the
He'd be scab working.
Yes. I know Kimmel is still paying all of his writers' salaries. Like during this whole thing, Jay Leno took everybody donuts on the picket lines.
Oh, that's nice. He doesn't even have a show now, and he went and did it.
No, exactly.
Hey, you guys like some donuts? Get some donuts here. You see this? You see this? It's a cruller.
You see this? I got this every day showing up with donuts in one of his different cars. I love it. Yeah, so it's going to be a little weird. Do you have any heat on how long this will take, Stephen? Like, are we looking at weeks, months, days?
It will be weeks, and maybe months. It just depends because we've got a big trifecta of negotiations going on because the next big one happens at the end of June with the Directors Guild. So the Directors Guild is what we think is going to that they're going to be on strike at least until then. The Directors Guild appears like they're standing in solidarity with the writers. So if an agreement can't be reached at the end of June, then it's SAG-AFTRA, which I believe is at the end of July and August. I think is when theirs comes up. Yep. So we could have all three unions on strike by the end of summer. So I have a feeling that this is going to go until at least the end of June when DGA sits down to negotiate.
All right, kids, this is what you do. You start really getting into podcasts and morning streams and film sacks and take all your entertainment eyeballs off of the ball for a minute. Come over here. All right? We got you. We're not on strike and we don't write shit. All right?
That's right. We write show notes that are basically copied and pasted from news stories around the world.
Which is not enough to get us into the guild. So we're safe. We're a safe zone. All right. Stephen, does this affect comic book writers? I was just curious.
No. It depends on what their status is. Certainly, it affects comic book writers if they are in any talks to have their stuff adapted into a screenplay. And of course, if they are a WGA writer, you're only striking against the struck studios.
Got it.
So I suppose technically, if someone is a WGA writer, they really need to contact their board, because if you're a WGA writer and you're working for Marvel or Warner Brothers, those are struck studios and they control the comic book. So I don't know. I don't think it does. Certainly journalists are excused from this as well, unless they are currently working on a project. But the only thing that affects is if you've got a project that is in production or moving forward, even in talks.
So like the Mark Millars of the world, he could be affected because he's got a foot in both sides. But people...
Yes, but I really don't think it's going to affect his comic book production output. I really think it affects, hey, I am, writing this comic book, but it might be turned into a TV show at Netflix. I don't know how that would work.
And do you
There's
think
going to definitely be some complicated gray areas?
Oh,
here.
for sure. Do you think that we're going to see the immediate impact is not that much, because a lot of stuff that's wrapped and ready for showing, and you've got your stuff that was going to be scheduled anyway,
right?
But then there's going to be, even after the strike is over, you're going to have a weird gap, right? Like a weird dead zone where it's all reality TV or filler.
You could very easily. That's why the sooner they do it, the better. Like we saw some of the shows you already mentioned. One of them wrapped early because they don't have writers, and so they're like, well, we're just going to finish this up. There are other shows. So the nice thing is that a lot of this happens at the end of a lot of these seasons, and so you have the summer rerun stuff. Most shows don't come back until October anyway. In the fall, and they don't start production until July or August. So television shows, I think they could probably be okay depending on when everything, ends, when everything concludes with the strike. Movies, I don't think you're going to be affected as much because you've got a backlog of stuff. Streaming services, probably not. I mean, they're probably in the same situation as TV and traditional movie and TV studios are. Streamers, though, they can always go to Canada and get content from Canada, or like Netflix, they get a lot of stuff from Korea. They can bring that stuff in and just say, hey, we've got new stuff already here.
Yeah, bring more British stuff over,
Yeah. But
Get that
I
going.
think that if it goes until June, you're probably not going to see the return of any of your TV shows until probably January. And for movies, might as well just take all of the dates that have been announced and push those off at least a year, maybe a year and a half.
Okay.
Jeez.
I would make a recommendation for our listeners. If you want to see some of the best comedy writing I've seen in a while, go and find photos of people at the picket signs for these things. And if you find comedy writers, the shit they're saying on their signs are some of the funniest jokes I've ever read.
Really? Oh, I'll have to look for that. That's awesome.
Like one of them, this is just a small one, but you know how comedians are always like, half the reason I'm funny is because my childhood was horrible or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw one that said, the sign, she's holding it up, and the sign says, ChatGPT does not ChatGPT does not have any childhood trauma or something like that. And there's lots of stuff like that. Great little in jokes and amazing writing. So I'm just saying, support the writers, but also go look at some of the shit they're writing. Because that writing is amazing. Yeah.
I would also encourage people to track down the 2-page PDF document that the WGA sent out last week on Tuesday when the strike was announced that said, here's what we want. Here's what the producers stopped on. And a lot of the stuff is like, they wouldn't even bring this up. It was, if they say AI, it's like not even a point of contention with the producers.
Right.
Let's see. I don't think here it is. The proposal right here. Let's see. One of the biggest ones, of course, is the 6% for all minimums, including residuals. And the AMPTP said 4%. When it got down to granted a second step, if hired for a screenplay for less than 250% of the minimum, they rejected that proposal. Weekly pay was completely rejected. Established minimums for streaming was reduced quite a bit. I'm trying to see where the AI stuff is. Maybe that's on page 2 here.
It does get mentioned, though, eh?
It does get mentioned. Artificial intelligence. The WGA wanted regulated use of artificial intelligence on MBA-covered projects. AI can't write or rewrite literary material, can't be used as source material, and MBA-covered material can't be used to train AI. The producers rejected our proposal, countered by offering annual meetings to discuss advancements in technology.
Oh, boo. That's lame.
And I don't think that's... I mean, I would like them to say, okay, I think we can maybe look at this for a time being, but I think rejecting it outright is probably not the way to go, and saying, hey, can we use this as a tool? Just like we said earlier with Wikipedia. In the early days, everybody was freaked out about it. Today, everyone's like, yeah, it's a good start, but don't rely on it. Mm-hmm. And I think that the same thing could be looked at here where, okay, maybe use it to punch up some, somebody had asked in the chat about video games. The strike doesn't affect video games yet, but have AI generate all the boring, generic NPC persons running around. So you don't need a writer's room for that. That would free them up to really flesh out the story and the world and the storylines for everything. But I think definitely coming back and looking at this every year is a very good idea.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you definitely should be looking at it. But the contention, Wikipedia was never going to be anything more than Wikipedia is. ChatGPT and things like it have the potential of becoming much, much more than they are right now. Like we are at the beginning of that. So I get the fear of writers, creators, and artists about this, because it's not as simple as, well, it's just a tool. That saying it's just a tool is only true at the moment, and it's evolving quickly, daily almost. So that I get those concerns, and I hope that they're at least willing, whatever their annual meeting, it probably got to be more quickly than that, to be honest, because this stuff changes like seriously by the month.
So with these are every 3 years, the contracts are negotiated.
Yeah.
So whatever they come to a conclusion on, it'll be 3 years from now before they have to sit down at the table and talk about it again.
Okay. As they do this, so they just every 3 years. This is just
every 3 years. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they've agreed most of the time until now. This has just been a year where they don't agree.
There's always give and take with any negotiation, but I think that the big sticking point, and this really, I think a lot of people can understand, they would like a percentage increase, a 6% increase on what they're currently getting. Well, if you think 3 years ago, think about how high inflation has gone over the last couple of years. And I'm sure there's not a cost of living adjustment that's made for any of this. So you could actually be working and losing money right now because of inflation based on where you were 3 years ago. Yeah. And so I think that it's completely fair to say, hey, we want more money. Mm-hmm. I don't think that it's out of the question for everything that a writer does. And I really support the writers in the strike.
Yeah. And all those companies made record profits, even though they laid off people.
And that's the thing that's the real sticking point, right? So you have Warner Brothers, cancel your HBO streaming service, please, everybody. You have Warner Brothers that's like, oh, I'm sorry, we just don't have the money to pay you anything more. And then you've got the execs bringing in $50 million a year that they take home and then announcing, hey, we made $500 or $50 million in profit this year. Okay, well, then that needs to go to the people.
That means you have money. Yeah.
It means you have money. So you can't have it both ways. You can't announce a profit and then also at the same time say you don't have money.
Yeah. Warner Brothers pisses me off. All right. Well, as long as they keep letting Mad Max movies come out, then I guess they're okay in my book. All right.
They're going to cancel that.
They do not cancel Furiosa.
They writing strike on strike.
But the time they come out, there's not going to be time to go back and pick that up. It's done.
It's done and ready to go. But any third film is in jeopardy.
No, it's like done. They're not even going to release it. They're gonna cancel it and take the tax deduction.
Listen, you blast.
It's all right. They can focus on other things.
Some kind of blasphemer. You're a blasphemer today, is what you are. Today you woke up and you chose violence. All right, that's fine. Anyway, hey, this is all very interesting, I think, and there's more of it and lots of other cool coverage over at majorspoilers.com. Like we always tell everybody, go over there and get in there. Make that part of your daily routine. Steven, anything going on that you'd like to tell people about?
I think if you are looking for a lead up to the Dial of Destiny where Indiana Jones gets to punch Nazis, you really need to check out our critical hit campaign that we're running right now. It is Octoon Cthulhu, which is just Indiana Jones meets Cthulhu, and we're punching Nazis left and right in that podcast. So go check that out. Yeah. And of course, we want everyone, as the weather gets warmer, maybe not where you are, Scott, but it was 90 yesterday, and I think it's supposed to be 90 today. If you're going outside, definitely stay hydrated.
We sure will. Bye, Steven. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if Monica is around.
She is around. She's changed her Discord status to "I'm here, Scott." So she's here.
It says she has the moon on, which usually is she's asleep. But I think she's here. Okay, there she is. Let's play her. I even made her a thing. Where is it? There we go. Hey, Monica, welcome to the show. How are you, Wicked Kitten?
Hello.
I'm well. How are you?
Oh,
good to be back.
Couldn't be better. It's good to have you back. Welcome to the show. You mentioned last week that you had something you really wanted to share with the TMS audience today, and I'm sure it's movie related, maybe even horror movie related, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Well, tell us all about it. What's going on?
Well, first, I wanted to take a quick moment just to, introduce my hosts of Gore, because there seemed to be a little bit of confusion at some point.
As to who's a host and who's just a hype man, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Claire is a lovely patron of the show and a listener, and my wife. Yeah. And she is wonderful, but she is not a co-host on the show.
Right. You don't want to do shows with people who are married to, right?
Aw.
No.
Not like Skim or anything. Yeah. It's not a good idea.
So Skim works out pretty well, but just for the masses, it's TV's Travis, famous, infamous.
Yep.
Faye, who is a friend of ours, and Wesley, who goes by the Dreadlord. So the video game person you always talk about.
Yes.
Nice.
The purveyor of Steam codes extraordinaire.
Yeah, he's really good at making sure we are always stocked. He
is
with the Steam codes. Well, that's awesome. Can I just say something about Travis real quick? When we were in Vegas, my expectation was not how big he was. Like, he is a tall, intimidating, bearded man. Soft as a teddy bear, nicest guy ever. But if you don't know that going in, like, I've done shows with him, and he kind of, in his video, he's always just kind of down here a little bit. He's a little bit low like this. And in real life, he is just like, whoa, freaking Travis!
He casts an imposing figure. That TV's Travis.
I'm pretty sure
talking to him, and he's Teddy Ruxpin.
Absolutely, I'm pretty sure he's the reason you guys got busted on Fremont, because he's so imposing that's who the police saw.
Oh no, he wasn't even down there yet. No, it was.
Okay.
Sadly, it was. Believe it or not, it was the not quite as imposing figure of KT Data, but it was the imposing figure of KT Data's tripod. That was the. Yeah,
that'll get you.
Yeah, just phones on Fremont, we wouldn't have had any problem. We're pretty sure. But a tripod and what looks like a more permanent setup was.
So we blame Kevin. Is what you're saying? That's what we do.
We blame Kevin.
Okay, all right, it's fair enough. Well, thanks for the clarification. Hey, we wish you'd have been there. You'd have been fun. We would have had a great time with Monica there. All right, well, that's out of the way now. We now know the full context and constitution of your show, Gore. Now share with us whatever news you brought today.
Okay, so first, I'd a while back, Brian had made a comment about the Invisible Man movie that came out in 2020.
Yeah.
So I'm here to kind of defend it a little bit.
Are you gonna gadget this and respond to something that was like months ago?
I couldn't get on the show any earlier. Like, I had jury duty, and then it got canceled, and then some people were in Vegas or whatever, and so I couldn't get it. But
defend Elizabeth Moss's Invisible Man film.
So it's a good movie. There you go. You know, like, the whole thing about the Invisible Man is it's like this allegory of, you know, not being seen and the,
Hence
you know, what would you do?
Yeah. Hence invisible.
Yeah. I know you mean like literally, but I mean like what the behind what the story means is about the people that are unseen. So there's a lot of like queer undertone and marginalized people and stuff like that in general. So, like, you know, if you go back and you watch the 1933 one with the adorable, I'm forgetting his name now. What's his name?
It was
the little guy.
Claude Rains.
Claude Rains.
Yeah.
You know, that's all. He's doing like evil stuff and being a jerk. That movie is funny though. And then you said that this Invisible Man was just kind of like a slasher, but I actually have to say that the Hollow Man movie that came out 2000 with Kevin Bacon was definitely more of like a cheesy slasher. Well, not cheesy maybe, but it was a slasher.
No, it was cheesy.
ruined Kevin Bacon for me because there's a scene in there I don't ever want to watch again.
Oh, God,
and you know, I love Kevin.
You know
Bacon.
what? I will concede that I think a lot of my Invisible Man memory probably includes some Hollow Man thrown in throughout.
Look at this cast, though, man.
I'm not hearing any music.
I don't hear music. Oh, our background
You've got
music.
local music.
Yeah, talking about our background. We always have it on.
Oh.
So Kevin, okay, listen to this cast. Kevin Bacon, Elizabeth Shue, Josh Brolin, Kim Dickens, Greg Grunberg. This is a hell of a
Oh, you
cast.
haven't? Is this the first time you're hearing of Hollow Man?
I've never seen Hollow Man, but I didn't realize all these people were in it. I knew it was a Verhoeven movie. That's all I knew is like, hey, guy who made RoboCop.
We've had this thing queued up for Filmsack. Like, basically, it's on our need to see it list for Filmsack, and it's certainly more sackable than the Invisible Man from 2020. I'll also agree to that too. Although probably both of them probably sacked the 2021 as well.
Do a back-to-back on it.
We sacked movies that are considered good as well, Monica.
Well, yeah. I'm just gonna say that, like, this one is more disliked. It's the 5.8, and I think the Elizabeth Moss one is 7.2 or something.
Yeah, it's higher.
High 92% tomato meter. So
which doesn't mean anything. Critics can be dumb, but it's thing that I love about this movie, and I just want to say from my perspective, is that it's not written from the perspective of the Invisible Man doing horrible things. It's written from the perspective of the woman in the situation. And so it makes it more like a slow burn psychological movie, which is like so much my flavor. But it also has these really great hints of so it's written by, I should start this out by saying, like, it's written by Lee Wanell, who I love. You know, he wrote Saw and the Insidious movies. Super, super great writer. And I was surprised that, you know, a man could write a woman so well like this story. But he went out of his way to ask Elizabeth Moss during the process of making the movie, because he directed it too, you know, advice on, you know, this situation. How does it, you know, seem like for a woman and stuff like that. So I felt that before I even read that information. So I really enjoyed the movie. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say that.
No apology necessary.
I'm not harping on you.
Like I said, I think that I was probably throwing some Hollow Man cheese at the Invisible Man memory that I had, because, you know, all these invisible things. At least I didn't think of Chevy Chase and his, you know.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Invisible Man movie.
That was so bad. I forgot that existed.
That
Thank you for bringing that one back to my memory, because that movie sucked.
But
the best part is Chevy Chase drinking like, first time he's invisible, he looks in the mirror while he's drinking something, and you immediately see him throw it up.
Yeah.
Ew.
Ugh, foul.
But the 2021 also has one of the best kill scenes ever. Like, the scariest, most surprising scene Yeah, so go back and watch it. If,
All right.
I guess I
if
need
you
to
haven't
because
seen it,
I've
watch it.
forgotten that.
I'm
Yeah.
going to finally watch it. I don't know why I didn't before. It's on Peacock. I got that. I got the Peacock.
Yeah,
I could do that.
Pretty.
There you go.
All right. All right. You've convinced me.
Or we save it for
or yeah, if we
Filmsack,
save it for
or do it
Filmsack-
soon, or we do it soon for Filmsack while it's on Peacock.
Yeah. I could go for,
even
I could go
better
for
idea.
that.
You might want to watch it. I feel like Hollow Man is definitely Filmsack. I'm
Oh,
not an
for
expert
sure.
on Filmsack, but Yeah.
I mean, who is really? We're not. We're barely
Hollow
experts.
Man is currently on HBO Max.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So
Sneak
Randy,
that-
if you're listening,
Let's sneak that
He's
shit
in the chat.
Is he? Hey,
Actually-
Randy, let's sneak that shit in there. We can
watch
do it.
this.
We
I
all
could
get to
actually-
choose.
I could actually do it right now. I am inserting it into. I've moved some movies.
You've moved the movie to the movie.
I can talk about a couple of movies that I've seen.
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So I'm going to preface this by saying, no, I haven't seen Evil Dead Rise yet. I'm going to see it soon. I swear.
Ooh,
I swear.
can't
I
wait.
promise.
Can't wait for that one.
But I watched Scream 6, and it's not my least favorite Scream.
Oh wow.
That's
Wow.
something.
Hey,
Okay.
stop with
something there.
the rousing recommendation that you've just
So
given
it's
for
like
Scream.
It's like 1, 4, 2, 6, 5, 3.
Oh.
There you go.
Wait, give me the first. What's your top 3?
1, 4, 2.
4? Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I really liked 4.
All right.
I don't care what anybody says,
I
but
don't-
3 was bad. So it's almost like 4 just gets risen up anyway. Yeah, it was very interesting putting it in New York, and I love the flavor of that. There's a lot of like little nods to horror movies. They actually show Jason Takes Manhattan on a television during the movie, so that's like,
Worth it.
Mhm.
Yep. Every time.
Yeah.
All right.
So go watch Scream 6. That's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
And I watched that new Boston Strangler movie, which isn't really a horror movie, so to speak, but it is.
What's it called? Just Boston Strangler? Is that the name?
Yeah, the Boston Strangler. It's got Keira Knightley with no accent. That's what I like to call
Here
her.
it is.
Well,
This is like a period piece in the 60s, like about the actual Strangler.
Mhm.
This looks so
and they
good.
smoke a crap ton, like so much smoking going on.
I mean, Brian and I love Carrie
the time.
Coon, unconditionally love Carrie Coon.
we do. Yes.
Chris Cooper's great. Love him.
Proxima
man.
Midnight.
Yeah.
Leftovers. Carrie Coon.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff I didn't know about
Fargo.
the Boston Strangler, but
Rory
it
Coltrane.
was interesting.
Yeah,
it's
I
kind of
would-
like Zodiac, but I guess
Does she?
maybe not.
Does she have a Boston accent at least, Keira Knightley? Does she say,
don't-
somebody got wicked strangled over there?
No, she did not do that. She had like a very, American-ish vanilla
There's
accent.
a strangled bear patron over there
Yeah.
leaning against the car.
Yeah.
That probably would have been way too hard for her.
Maybe
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Her American's good. Her American's better than mine.
Really. Watch this.
pretty
I'm writing because I do want to see that. I love a good like Zodiac's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie.
Mhm.
So you're telling me this has got Zodiac vibes. I think I'm in. That sounds great.
And I'll recommend a Shudder movie as well. There's a movie that I think it just released or it's recent. It's called From Black. And it's just like a really creepy movie about a mother who loses her child and the lengths that she will go to see her child again. And it gets pretty, like dark and there's some creepy stuff in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like creepy stuff.
Yeah, Shudder's having some good stuff.
Yeah, there was some unsettling talk that Shudder was going to get shuttered, for lack of a better way of saying it, because AMC was feeling the burn on just, I don't know, they were feeling pressure on the financial side or something, and there was rumors they were going to shut down Shudder, which is an AMC joint, which I think is who owns AMC is parent company by somebody else. Anyway. I don't think that's happened or been announced, but I don't know, and I don't know where the rumor started. But I remember feeling a slight tinge of pain when I heard that because I like Shudder a lot. Shudder has done what they promised to do, which is bring a bunch of classic stuff to bear, some real great B movie crap, and really great originals. Like I didn't think they'd be able to make a horror focused channel work so well. So I would be.
And when they brought back, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it to you before, but there's a guy called Joe Bob Briggs. He used to do this, like introduce movies like a horror host and
Kinda like
exploitation
Elvira
films.
and
Yeah. He used to be on TBS TNT back in the late 80s, early 90s, well, all the 90s actually. And I used to watch this when I was a kid. It was great. Like, he's super smart. He writes about movies, so obviously. And, you know, he comes back in between the movie and he'll tell you like some of the greatest stories and in-depth trivia and all sorts of stuff. And they got him to come back, and he's had a show on there now for like 5 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole community called the Mutant Family that is, you know, that gathers around this show. So that's one of those things that's really giving Shudder that support.
Yeah.
Like this community.
This is him, right? I just put him in the Discord.
Yeah.
Joe Bob? Okay. He looks like the guy's got a
He's
bowler
from
tie with a
Texas.
skull on it. That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
By the way, I passed like the bus stops have those little wraparound displays, like telling you what's coming this weekend in Denver. The Horror Expo and Film Festival is this weekend at the Grand Hyatt, and Kane Hodder is there. I'm looking right now to see who else is there. But
Brian,
it's
are you tempted? You got to do this.
I'm very tempted. Yeah.
That sounds great.
Here we go. Guests.
Horror
Let's see
people.
who's.
Horror people are the best people, by the way, because they have been treated like poop their whole life. They have been told that they're going to grow up to be psychos and all sorts of stuff. And it's such a great community of like sensitive people who like, you know, it's all like, we just love horror.
You know why I like horror people? They've dealt with their issues by getting catharsis of watching horror movies and getting all of that gnarly stuff out of their heads that way. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have some deep-seated thing about a slasher. They've seen it all. And so they're just dry husks of humanity now in a good way. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, Dee Wallace, Malcolm McDowell, Tyler Mane,
wow,
Sabretooth from the first X-Men movie, Tracy Lords, Michael Berryman from The Hills Have Eyes, and Devil's Rejects.
Michael Berryman is like the nicest guy who looks like he would
be.
scare the crap out of you.
Yeah.
But he was on, because Joe Bob will have guests, you know, like people come and guest. And he was on one time, and he's just like, he's so intelligent and just like, I don't articulate, and I just wasn't expecting it. But like, I mean, I guess that's insensitive of me to say, but he's just not what you're expecting when you look at him.
Fair
great.
point. Well, awesome. This Brian, you should go.
Very cool. I think I might. $5. It looks like $5 is the lowest price ticket available. Might just be one day. All I need is one day.
Yeah. I think.
Oh no, I don't know where $5 was coming from, because now I'm looking at it and it's like, $5 for just the poster. $30 to go Friday. Still, that's still nothing.
It's still kind of high, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just for a
40
Friday.
Saturday, 25 for Sunday.
It's not bad. Do the Sunday thing. They'll all be tired then, though.
They'll be tired. I'm not doing photo ops with everybody, but
no, you and
I'm
Tracy
not paying
Lords
extra for that. That would be, $200. It looks like.
You should get a picture of Tracy Lords and just say, "Look, me and Tracy Lords, tight friends." You know,
my best friend.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is always fun, Monica, to get the latest and greatest in the horror movie world. Tell people where Gore is so they can get it.
Okay, so instead of telling you a bunch of links or something, or telling you to just go look where your podcatcher catches it, one of our listeners and wonderful, amazing guy, Bumbats, created a website for us. So all of our information is over at gorepodcast.com.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought that guy only did LI domains, but apparently he's got a .com in him.
He built it.
Oh.
And we keep it running, I
That's
guess.
really nice of him to do that for you guys.
I don't know anything about websites, so
you just
I
know,
appreciate it.
You just know that Scream 4 is a really good movie. That's what you know.
I don't know nothing about birthing babies, but I do know that.
Monica, have a fantastic time. She's Wicked Kitten all over the community. You'll know where to find her.
Yeah.
Sometimes people call her Nicole. Sometimes.
Yeah.
But usually it's just me. Bye now. All right. Well, that was fun catching up with her.
That was fun.
I agree with you. All right, we're going to get out of here. We have one final thing to do. I'm going to play some audio that is a transcription of a text. This is from Kirk. And Kirk had this to say.
Hi, this is Kirk. Regarding TMS, episode 2455, you two were talking about card counting and blackjack. Card counting in Vegas is almost impossible because almost every table uses a continuous card shuffler, making it impossible to count. However, if you learn basic strategy, you can bring the odds up to 49.5% for the player and 50.5% for the house. P.S. Regarding Jeff Sire's message, we didn't start calling it soccer. Britain did. Soccer is short for association football. And American football is called hand egg.
All right. Have you ever heard hand egg? Yeah.
I've never heard of hand egg.
I
like
haven't either.
that. I think I like gridiron better. Who was it? Was it Gwen that said gridiron, or who?
Yeah, it was Gwen.
Are you ready for some gridiron?
Yeah, that was totally Gwen. You're right. Let's see. Hand egg football. Hand egg. No,
hand
you
egg.
Yeah, I guess there was a time when everyone called it hand egg.
But yeah, that totally makes sense about the not being able to count cards, because like you said, they use a continuous shuffler, and then they put the card that tells them when they're going to shuffle again so far up the deck that you can't say with any sort of confidence, what the likelihood of the next card is going to be, because so many of them are never going to be seen before it gets to another shuffle.
That makes sense. Were they back in the late 80s though? Were they doing that? Is that why Rain Man could count them, or what
probably?
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, and you can still go to a couple casinos that brag about having a single deck shoe, which basically means they play, instead of having 6 decks or more in their shoe, they have a single deck, and that much easier to count cards when you see, oh well, the Jack of Hearts and 3 of the 4 jacks have already come up.
Yeah,
it cuts down a lot of face cards right there. So
wild. All right, well, I feel like I've learned even more about how that all works.
Gamblage.
I looked up Urban Dictionary's definition of hand egg. Check this out.
Oh God,
it's not as bad as you think. American, or as bad as I thought going in. American football also, or as opposed to football/soccer, where players actually kick a ball with their feet. American football involves players carrying an egg-shaped object in their hands. And then here's the quote. They always have a usage quote. This is the best part. Did you see the Steelers beat the Cardinals in the Super Bowl? What an excellent game of hand egg.
Love it.
There's another one later. Another one where a term used mostly by foreign assholes to describe American football.
Best beginning ever right there. Oh, jeez.
It's often the second definition on Urban Dictionary that gets me. Anyway.
Yes, foreign assholes who sound suspiciously like Third Eagle.
Weird.
Hi, this is Kirk.
Uh-huh. Sure it is.
Uh-huh.
Sure it's Kirk.
Eat grass.
All right, that's it for the show. We're done. Patreon.com/TMS. We'll keep this all running. If you want this train to happen and happen on time, Patreon.com/TMS is the way to make sure that happens. There's no commercials ever. You get pre-show content every day. Couch parties on the weekend. Art in the mail. Oh, and by the way, those couch parties, you can go back and get them all. So it's not like you have to start fresh with whatever we have. I've got them all now in video form, posted every time we do one. Other great monthly benefits, access to the archive streamed episodes that we do here, where we have a whole bunch of post and pre. So check it out, patreon.com/TMS. Brian, we got to play a song and get the F out. What do you got?
Sure. Sven from Baseball Camp wrote in and said, Heidi ho, Bot and Scryan. I'm turning 32 on May 8th. That's today. Happy birthday.
Oh, shit.
I can wait.
Perfect timing, and then I blew it. Hold on.
That's all right.
Here you go.
Let's party.
Yeah.
There's nothing momentous about this occasion on its own, so I'm going to make it momentous by making it musical with the help of my favorite podcasters. For Scott, I'd like to request 5 1-second audio clips followed by that violently sonorous fart sound from TikTok that you repurposed into the official You Lose game show noise of TMS.
Can do. Boy, he knew more about that than I'm comfortable with, but that's fine.
Yes.
5-seconders, eh? Let's see. It's a little tricky to do that, but I think I can do it. All right, here we go. Okay, here's 5 in a row.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. Here we go. Oh, it starts with the fart. Shit. Okay, well, that's the fart I'm supposed to do at the end.
All right, there you go. Yeah.
That's one of the first
Brian Dunaway is a huge turd. Wow.
Oh, that was less than a second. Or more than a second.
More than a second.
Now there's a good boy.
All right, there's a second.
God damn it.
Okay, Claire.
Do a barrel roll.
All right.
Aliens.
Okay, one more.
Will you play Nintendo with me?
All right, there's all your 1-second clips.
Well
and
done.
then finally
Excellent.
we'll make it a fart sandwich. There you go. Enjoy.
Perfect. For Brian, I'd like to request a cover of or by either Alice in Chains or Weird Al Yankovic. Also, just for fun, what do you think? What do you guys think would be the best Weird Al parody of an Alice in Chains song? Maybe a parody of Rooster, but instead it's all about the show Punky Brewster. Anyway, keep up the amazing deliciousness, y'all. Yours in trash, Sven from baseball camp.
It's not bad. I think the Rooster's pretty good. It's not bad.
Call me the Brewster.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it would only.
I was trying to think of a Man in the Box, because Wood doesn't lend itself to a name parodies. You'd have to use the, it'll be in the lyrics. But
right. Wow. I love it.
Man in the Box, man with blue socks.
There you go. Nailed it.
Right there.
Who knows?
I think Brewster is probably the best choice right there. All right, so a cover of Alice in Chains, you say? How about this one? Speaking of Wood, how about a song performed from the TV show Californication by the actress who played David Duchovny's daughter on that show and her band, which I think even had a Zoe Kravitz in it, I believe.
I didn't know that.
Queens of Dogtown. This is from season 4 of that show, which was in 2011. Here is their cover of Alice in Chains, Wood, Queens of Dogtown.
If you like what you just heard, there's a very good chance you will like all the shows on the Frog Pants Network. Get more at frogpants.com.
I'm an alcoholic.
Oh, Liam Neeson, calm yourself down, buddy.
Wow, jeez.
I know, right?
But the first step is admitting you have a problem.
Always the